At least 100 hotels housing migrants in key battleground seats are to have their contracts terminated by the government in a bid to improve election hopes. Protests and clashes have erupted outside the hotels in recent months as ministers struggle to address the small boats crisis and tackle the asylum claims backlog. Conservative strategists hope the move will quell locals' anger and remove visible symbols of Tory failure on the issue ahead of the upcoming general election. As of June, there were more than 50,000 asylum seekers in roughly 400 hotels, costing £8.2 million a day. It comes as the first Rwanda removal flight is due to take off in late February if the Home Office secures victory in the Supreme Court. It's actually February the 24th. That's when Migrant Airlines Flight 1 is set for takeoff, allegedly. The Supreme Court will bring its decision in the middle of December. If hopefully they give the scheme the go-ahead. Why is it going to take 2 more months to take the first plane off? So as for this, moving the migrants away from sort of difficult constituencies for the government, red wall constituencies, we're used to cynicism on the part of politics, but this takes it to a new level, doesn't it? And it won't make any difference whatsoever. Truth is, they say we've got 50,000 people in 400 hotels. I think the number of hotels currently in use for migrants, full of migrants, is about 500, and there are 170,000 asylum seekers waiting to have their applications processed. The whole situation is out of control. And I say moving migrants away from marginal constituencies on the part of the government is, even by Rushi Sunak's standards, pretty damn pathetic.
I find it absolutely astonishing. And I also find, when you said Tory strategists, if I was the leader of the Tory party, I would fire the lot of them, because they clearly don't understand that moving the pieces around the board is merely sticking plasters over gaping wounds which exist. The number which is important is the £8.2 million a day. The number is the 170,000 people who are unprocessed. The number is the 30,000 who have come over on small boats so far. The number is 605,000 net migration into the country over the last 12 months. And the point is that the government are not taking action that people and voters can believe in. I think everybody wants to have an immigration system that works. I don't want to see, all immigration barred, but I don't want to see boats coming over. I don't want to see people left in limbo for years and costing a fortune for, years and years as the system fails. And I don't want to see people who are genuinely needing our help not getting it, and people who shouldn't be here not being here.
Who are they asking? Because Jonathan Gullis is an MP in the Stoke area. I spoke to him about this. He says immigration in Stoke, actually, is one of the lesser things people are concerned about. They want more jobs, they want better buses, and want the potholes
better public services.
Better public services, yeah. The NHS and immigration is way at the bottom. So how have they not spoken to their actual MPs in the area?
There is a knock-on effect. I mean, I hate to be the person that harps on about sort of national security, but actually over 100,000 migrants that have come across these boats since 2018 are missing. They are missing within the interior of Britain, and we don't know. I mean, how do you lose 100,000 people? Okay. Well, because the thing is, we actually, there's a gaping hole in sort of how we deal with these migrants, in the sense that we don't actually know how to track them once they're here. So some of them already have family or relations or people that, and they can just get lost into the underbelly of Britain. Many of the Albanians we know are in the underground drug trade. We don't have a national ID card system. We don't have any way of actually physically tracking their whereabouts. There are genuine concerns here that are sort of outstrip the whole, actually, we're going to take them out of hotels and put them in sunny Rwanda. Who is in this country, and how do we track them?
But meanwhile, the sunny Rwanda that you mention, I mean, how many flights can they have? It's just a little drop in the ocean. It's extraordinary.
But we know that's game playing, that's jazz hands politicking, so that they can blame the European Court of Human Rights when finally there's an injunction that prevents the aeroplane taking off in February or whenever it is. But just quickly, I married an immigrant, and I couldn't believe when I had to negotiate the immigration system just how appalling and expensive it doesn't work. Our Home Office bureaucracy simply doesn't work. They actually lost his right to remain visa. They lost it.
Imagine being a legal migrant. Anyway,